Is moving to become a blockbuster hit not just in India, but it's also being screened and watched across 37 nations. But one country that has become a problem, and that is in the United Kingdom, and a storm and questions were raised by many from the Indian diaspora in the United Kingdom after the delay in age certification by the British board. Now, the word is that they have watched this movie in 3 languages multiple times. According to sources, the movie was submitted to the BBFC for age certification, with fees paid for express service. Now, as per the BBFC website, the express service guarantees age certification within 48 hours. However, it's been more than 3 working days and there is no certification. The BBFC is said to have watched the movie on the 10th of May, the 11th of May, the 3 languages. They responded to the movie team on Friday that they won't be able to provide the age certification on Friday. Subsequently, all cinemas across the country had to cancel shows and refund money to cinegoers who had booked for the movie. The BBFC has also watched the movie a 3rd time on the 15th, and they were scheduled for another viewing today, that's the 16th. Sanjay Suri is with us. Sanjay Suri, they love this movie so much that they want to watch it again and again and again before allowing everybody else to watch it.
Yes, they seem to be going on and on and on. There are 2 prime considerations here for them. One is age certification, the other is, as they say, content advice, and that seems to be the sticking point here. There seems to be some uncertainty and disagreement within their board on the content of the film. The process within BBFC is that any film is first seen by 2 compliance officers. Usually they agree and the certification is issued, and there the matter ends. But clearly that agreement could not be reached. Following that, there is a further process of consultation within the BBFC, where you can have the executive officer, a vice president, president involved, and they are free to launch consultations also beyond that if they choose. And clearly this is a lot of debate now ongoing within the BBFC on this classification. They haven't come to an agreement. There is
but is there something,
a decision taken later?
Let me ask you, you've spent a lot of time in the United Kingdom. Has there been any other movie which has gone through such a problem with age certification, Sanjay Suri? Or is the story somewhere within the wheels? That is, who are the members of the BBFC? Is there any political pressure to try and ensure that this movie is delayed, as is being alleged?
Well, clearly there is an argument, and that is an argument being presented within very strongly within the BBFC, and that is an argument that has been presented clearly beyond the level of the 2 compliance officers who would normally issue a certification. It's not clear what the objections are and whether there is any political pressure on this process. But very clearly representations have been made to BBFC over this film, and there have been arguments presented in support of certification, and these have been growing almost into a crescendo over the last couple of days, and a lot of people are demanding immediate release of this film and not hold it up. The film has been released in a number of countries outside India, and there is no reason, they say, that the United Kingdom should not. But clearly there have been arguments presented over the content of the film, and over the content there are some considerations BBFC has within its mandate. One of those is issues of discrimination, another is about the tone of the film and the impact it would have potentially, and these are of course undefinable standards. Clearly it's a matter of perception. This is therefore now a matter of debate within BBFC on these issues.
Right. Sanjay Suri, thank you for your inputs. We've got the international distributor of the film, that's Ken Sunil Naz, with us. He's joining us from Toronto. Nandini Singh, member of the Indian diaspora in the United Kingdom, with us, and Adit Kothari, founder of the Indic Society, is also with us. Namaste. Thank you very much. Ken, what's this? This is indeed a gripping movie, but what is gripping the BBFC that they want to watch it over and over again before they provide the age certification?
Correct. No, thank you for having me. That's exactly the question that we're asking, because the only explanation that was given to us was that that we can confirm that the submission is still being reviewed internally. We will come back to you as soon as we have confirmation of the classification. But the classification is unlikely to be completed by today. If we were told, for some reason that some board member or something was objectionable, we would have, given our argument or said something. As you rightfully said, the movie, I'm the global distributor. The movie has been shown or is, we've got censorship from practically every other country in the world, with the exception of maybe UAE and others. And we are baffled because having been in this business for many, many, many years, normally when we submit a movie, within 24 hours of viewing, they will give us some sort of a certification. Could it be PG? Could it be, 14? Could it be 15? Which means anybody 15 or under needs to be with an adult, or at the very, most 18. But we've not been given that. We've not been explained that. But we are expecting a ruling in the next 20 minutes. They had another viewing yesterday's, and they are viewing it today. And we are told that, we will be getting an answer at 4:30 UK time. And I'm hoping that it's in our favor. But you rightfully said we have lost not only a lot of revenue over the, on practically all the theaters in United Kingdom were sold out. From Friday onward, but all the tickets had to be refunded, and it was a very sad state of affairs. And we still don't have an explanation. What is the real reason for this?
What's the inside story here, Nandini Singh? Is there more to it than meets the eye? Is there somebody who's perhaps exerting an external influence? These aspects come to mind because age certification should not take multiple viewings, so many viewings for the Kerala story.
Yeah, I think namaste, and there's a lot of disappointment because this was left for too late, just before the release of the movie. A lot of us got the email saying that the movie will not be going ahead. And if you ask me, look at this, it's been viewed 4 times in 3 different languages. Was there a Kerala story for Canada? Was there a Kerala story for Ireland? Was there a Kerala story for US? It's ridiculous, and you kind of think that, is there a lobby at work which is trying to get the stealing tactics? There is disappointment. There is a lot of disappointment, because a lot of excitement was building up to watch this movie. People who don't want to watch the movie obviously will not watch the movie, but the movie is doing well in India and in other countries. And why should the UK be denied the same thing that is being watched in 37 countries? So there is a lot of frustration as well, because I don't think we've had clarity in the replies we've got from the certification as to what exactly has been the reason why it's been delayed so much. And it's more for the film crew and the others to know exactly what the communication has been between them. But for a person who just loves and goes to, just wants to go and have a nice time at the theater and watch a movie which is based on a good message that is coming out of it, why should we be denied that? And that's a question not just me, but a lot of Indians in the UK are actually asking, and we have no clear answers.
Before I bring in Adit, are you the point person? Will you be the first person to know what the answer is, or are they going to revert to, say, Vipul Shah, the producer, or somebody else?
No, they will revert to me and my team in UK. I do have a team in UK who correspond to them, but ultimately I'll be the first person who'll get the answer. Hopefully in the next few minutes.
But for the last 3 days, but for the last 3-4 days since Thursday, have they been absolutely blank about what their concerns are? Have they even aired any concern?
No. The only thing they told us on Monday was that there's a viewing today, and then there'll be another viewing on Tuesday afternoon by the senior members. Beyond that, no, nothing at all.
What does the delay imply?
That's all they said.
What does the delay imply to you? Is this hurting you financially? What does it mean? What does it imply?
Well, it definitely hurts us financially, and for a country like UK, which is obviously a democratic country, it's very disturbing that they could do that, yes, it's a financial loss, but thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers who bought the ticket, were looking forward to watch the movie, and they were not able to do that. So I just need answers, and I will get the answers. What was the reason? If they could tell us we're objecting to this or we're objecting to that, right, we could answer to that. But no, we have not. The only answer we've got is we're reviewing the movie, and that's just like a standard answer, which is not acceptable.
Adit was one of the people from Indic Society. He was one of the people who was planning to watch the movie over the weekend. Is that true, Adit? And what happened there? And what was the explanation given? Where do you think is the problem? Is there somebody trying to block this movie? Because one gets the sense somebody is trying to delay the release.
Well, Anandji, thank you for having me.
Yes, Adit.
Anandji, thank you for having me. As a concerned citizen of Britain, I think I was extremely anguished and deeply frustrated with, how the BBFC essentially came out to cancel the film at the very last minute, which meant that 31 theatres which were essentially meant to be screening this film suddenly could not screen the film anymore. So obviously it was a financial loss, not only for the cinema, for the theatre, for the production and the distribution houses, but also the many viewers who actually wanted to go and learn something of the film, because it's actually based on some real life events which span across the globe, where there is a certain mindset which has tentacles deeply entrenched within societies across the globe. In the UK, we've personally suffered with the grooming gangs. We've had to lose daughters like Shamima Begum, who've essentially been radicalized and had been taken across the globe into Syria to fight, which was nowhere connected to her or where she essentially came from. And it's absolutely baffling that the ethos of UK essentially encourages us to be passionate advocates of free speech, and here we have an institution which is brazenly indulging in hypocrisy and duplicity, where I personally feel that they're going from a realm of political correctness into absolute political madness. How long shall we actually continue to brush the muck under the carpet and spray deodorant all over it? The British society have suffered horrifically with the realities of grooming gang, and it's imperative that this film be released. In my mind, why the BBFC is delaying this is they're just waiting for it to die down so that they do not face the similar consequences as The Lady of the Lake had done, a couple of years ago when it was released in Birmingham, where the theatres were essentially vandalized. So I think that's the fear.
But the current British government has taken a clear position on grooming gangs. ISIS brides is something which is public knowledge, and it became a huge story in the United Kingdom, as it became the whole world, the world over. Ken. So why would they want to do something like this? And if they really want to do that, they should at least be open about it. Why not tell you, sorry, we don't want to release the movie here in Britain? At least they can say that. Ken, can you hear me?
I would totally agree with what you just stated, and I'm so glad about this panel, by the way. I cannot recall a movie that was not approved. They could give it an 18 rating, which means that anybody under the age of 18 cannot go to a movie, cannot go to the theater to see this movie. But I have never heard of a movie that's been, either not rated or some reasoning not given. No idea. It's never happened to me. I've been in this business most of my life, and I've had many movies which are rated 15 plus, which means, like I said, under 15 cannot go in. But this is the first time where there's a delay tactic, and as I said earlier, very disturbing.
What are you hopeful of? My final question. I'm running out of time. Adit, ask Ken, are you hopeful that they should come to a decision today? Let them give it.
What I'm really hopeful for is that we stop having these tendencies to essentially bend over with the fear of extremists essentially coming and attacking us, because the more we bend, the more control we are essentially handing out to them over the discourse of free speech. So yes, absolutely, I hope that censors prevail and BBFC are able to hand out the correct age appropriation certificate, whatever it may be, whether it be UA or whether it be PG-18 or whatever it may be. But the point is that the film needs to hit the cinema so that we, passionate cinema goers and people who are passionate about the subject can go and essentially watch the film.
Well, and it's the job of the state police or the UK police and the security establishment to deal with extremist elements, if there are any. And if they are, they will be outed. That's what will happen. But Nandini Singh, Adit Kothari and Ken, thank you very much. You said you're expecting good news in a few minutes. Let's hope.